Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of PTD6. So finally, a new update to the game. The version 29.0 has finally been released. As always, I'm going to go through now the patch notes, trying to analyze the main new features, the new changes, and also the new balances on the towers. This is the main screen for this new update, and you can see new map, a new Paragon tower for the Buccaneer, and then it seems a new skin for Ezili. You can see that the new Paragon is gonna be called Navarch of the Seas. Some co-op lobbies, so you can create some groups for co-op, and you can just show them in your profile. The map is gonna be an intermediate one, and it's gonna be called Quiet Street. There is a new skin for Ezili, Galaxili. And then, as always, new achievements, new trophy store items, limited time items, and some custom trophies. So yeah, those are the new features. And I have the game here opened. And I already unlocked here the Buccaneer Paragon. To be able to unlock it, you're gonna need, of course, all Tier 5 upgrades. And then you're gonna need, I think it was 500,000 experience to unlock it. Then the next thing is the skin for Ezili. This one right here, it costs 2500 monkey money, so it's not super expensive. And yeah, that's just how it looks like, very nicely. And then lastly is the new map, this one right here, Quiet Street. I'm gonna just show you how the map works and how the balloons behave and how the map is built. First of all, you can see that the balloons coming from both the bottom and the top side at the same time, and they're gonna exactly exit from the opposite, so it's pretty standard. In terms of obstacles, we have a lot of different obstacles. These bushes right here are gonna be obstacles. These cars as well are gonna be obstacles. But while the bushes cannot be removed, these cars can actually be removed for cash. So you can remove the obstacles, and then you can actually place towers in the spot. So for example, if I remove this one, you can see that now this is available, so I can place towers in this spot. And another cool thing is the fact that there is water both in the top and in the bottom, but it's frozen. And once again, you can spend real cash to, actually not, sorry, you can spend just the cash in game to remove this water, and yeah, you can of course then place water towers on top of this water bar, so it's both in the top side and in the bottom. In regards where you can actually place towers, you can place towers like in this top and bottom spot where there is snow, pretty much. You can't place towers here in the street. You can see here all this left and middle part. You can still place towers here in the center, but not on top of the tree, so just at the sides of it. And then, as I showed you before, when you remove these obstacles, if you remove these cars, you can actually place towers on top of the spots, and then also here on the snow. And then you can place water towers if you want to when you remove also the ice. So that's just it for this map, and I'm gonna show you just, for example, here this first round. You can see that the first balloon always comes out from the top, and that's important because that means that the Moab in round 40 is gonna come from the top. BFP is gonna come from the top. ZOMG is gonna come from the top. So in all those rounds where there is only one balloon, is gonna come from the top side. So that might be important for you to see where you might best place your towers. So yeah, I think in this map, probably placing towers that have pretty nice range here or here might be the best. So in that way, you might be able to reach the opposite side, or maybe even here. So you can attack both this top side and bottom side at the same time. Yeah, also another thing is that I don't know if something changes on round 40. There have been some maps where when the Moabs come out, they follow just a different path. So they change something on the map. So I don't know if this is going to be the case, but this is how the map looks like. And then here on the trophy store, we can see all the new items. You can also see these 5 limited time items, so make sure that if you guys want them, I need to get enough trophies with the Odyssey and with the boss fights to get these items right here. And yeah, that's it pretty much for the new features. And here, in terms of big changes, additions, I haven't really seen anything worth mentioning other than some just quality of life adjustments, and I mean, yeah, stuff like that. So I don't really see much. And then here, bug fixes, some general optimizations, and some issues that weren't working properly, and now they should be working properly. Especially for like in boss fights, I was especially looking at this bug, the fact that when you get the Monkeyopolis, so the 5th tier on the bottom path of the village, and then you have another like Monkey Town village, then you don't get the extra cash because of the extra 10%. So now they should have fixed that, so that's great. And now let's jump into balance changes, because I think this is always the most important part. Let's take a look at which towers have been nerfed or buffed, right? Now, first of all, is the boomerang. Now, the 5th upgrade in the top side now gets a buff when you go for the first crosspath in the bottom, and now also the orbits of the ranks. So the ranks that go around the boomerang are gonna benefit from the extra range. So this extra range, this extra area is increased by 15%. And then there's been a lot of buffs to the Paragon boomerang. You can see that the explosion damage has been increased by a lot, by 25 times. The bonus damage to bosses has been increased to probably to +0 to +5,000. So once again, a huge buff. And then the fire damage over time has been increased by 5 times. So a lot of buffs to the boomerang, and they really want us to start using also the boomerang to do damage to the bosses in the boss events, and not just using the monkey or the ninja. So that's the first thing. Then for the glue gunner, some changes on the top and in the middle path. Now the top path, both the 4th and the 5th upgrade are gonna deal now 1 extra damage to ceramics. The 4th upgrade, actually, 1 extra damage to ceramics, and the 5th upgrade, 1 extra damage to mob class builds. So we're talking about the damage over time. And instead, the middle path is very interesting. That now you can see that the 4th upgrade, so the ability, now is going to weaken lead Bloons, and is going to allow them to take sharp damage. So normally sharp damage is, for example, darts, right? And you can't pop lead Bloons with darts. But now, during the ability from the glue gunner, now the lead Bloons are gonna be able to be destroyed even by darts. So yeah, it's pretty interesting interaction there. And then you can see that both for the 4th upgrade and the 5th upgrade, the Bloons are gonna take 1 extra layer of damage while they're being glued. So more damage during the ability. For the sub here, unfortunately, a very sad nerf, because now the reactor cannot pop any more lead Bloons. You can see that the damage has been changed to Shatter. Shatter means that you can pop Frozen, but you can't pop lead Bloons. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So now we're gonna be forced to go for the middle crosspath, so for 4-0, if we want to pop lead Bloons with the reactor. So yeah, that's a huge nerf, because now we cannot go anymore with the 402 reactor, enhancing like the damage that the reactor does, because of the fact that before this update it was already able to pop lead Bloons, but now if you want to use the reactor also to pop lead Bloons, you're gonna be forced to go for 420, and this increases, I think, the pierce. But of course, you do a lot less damage than the 402. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. And then here's some buffs to the Preemptive Strike. I think it's the 4th upgrade. And right? It's the 4th upgrade or it's the 5th one? I don't remember exactly. Oh, actually it's the 5th upgrade. So yeah, it's the 5th upgrade, not the 4th one. So the Tower 5 upgrade, now the missile damage has been increased to 10. And the ceramic bonus damage has been increased to 15. And the Moab damage has been increased also to 15. So a lot more damage with the missile. That is this missile right here. So it's the ballistic missile that deals more damage. It's not the ability, but it's the missile that it's shot at the same time. Then for the Dungeon Gunner, of course, they are nerfing a little bit the MAD because of how strong it was. So you can see it's gonna do less damage to Moabs, but at the same time now it has more Pierce. So I guess it's okay. And then another thing is that they're changing the targeting of the 002 Darting Gunner. Now you can see the damage type is from Sharp to Shatter. So before with the 002 Darting Gunner, we couldn't pop both Lab Bloons and Frozen Bloons. Now we're gonna be able to pop Frozen Bloons, but not anymore, but not to pop Lab Bloons. So it's just Lab Bloons that are gonna be immune to this to the darts now. For the wizard here, some debuffs, but at the same time some buffs to the middle path, so to Wall of Fire. You can see that the tick rate has been decreased, so that means that Wall of Fire is gonna be able to do less damage. So it's gonna do less damage over time because of the fact that the tick rate, so each time it deals damage, is now 0.15 seconds and not 0.1. But when you get the 3rd upgrade, you can see that it goes back to 0.1. So that's great. 0 to 1 upgrade now. The Pierce, it's 1 less, so from 5 to 4. And also the Fireball attack delay has been reduced, so that means that we're gonna have more Fireballs by the wizard. And with the 3rd upgrade, once again in the middle path, we can see that the Fireball's damage has been increased by a lot to 9. So they're definitely pushing here and trying us to not just stop at the 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 wizard, but really trying to go for 0 3 1 or 0 3 2. So going for that 3rd upgrade to receive once again the rate bonus from the Wall of Fire, and also to do more damage with the Fireball. Now for the Druid here, the 4th upgrade in the middle has been, the range has been reduced. And with the Spirit of the Forest, the Thorn pile damage has been increased. I don't know if this is the damage that the Thorns do on top of the Bloons, or if the ability. So when you click on the ability and you make the Thorns explode, if that's the damage they're referring to. So I don't know which of the 2 types of damage they're referring to here. I'm pretty sure though it's the Thorns base damage. So when the Bloons are walking on top of them. For the Spec Factory here as well, some buffs to the bottom cross path, and you can see that when you go for a 042 Spike Storm, it's gonna benefit from the extra speed at the start of the round, and also the fact that the spikes are gonna be able to last 1 extra round, so they can last longer. And then here, I don't really know why, but they are buffing a lot the 5th upgrade in the top side. They say here to stand it out in bosses more. So maybe they want us to use more this Spec Factory in boss events. Yeah, I don't really know. But you can see here a lot of buffs, like more damage, ceramic bonus damage, fortified bonus damage, the mean explosion extra damage. Just a lot of buffs really, and I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I've never used the 5th upgrade in the top side of the Spec Factory for the boss fights, but maybe now it's gonna be a good choice to use it, right? I don't know. And then finally here, the engineer, the base price has been reduced, so that's great. Sprockets though, the price has been increased, and you can see that now Cleansing Foam finally gains targeting, so we can finally apply a targeting, so the foam is going to be directed to certain balloons that we can choose, and not anymore it's going to be like random. And once again here, the 014 a balloon trap now gains targeting for the larger service, so we can just have more range, and you're going to be able to set the trap whenever you want. So once again, a very nice quality of life improvements. Now for heroes, for Gwen, they are once again like they did for Wall of Fire. It's exactly the same. It's the pierce, it's being slowed, so the refresh rate, so at which rate, how quickly the ability can do damage to ceramics. You can see here it's been halved, so it's gonna be a lot slower now. And but then level 7, so when you get level 3 is gonna be quite slower, but then level 7 is gonna go back to what it was before. So it's like you gain back a level 7 where you lost a level 3. And then at level 16 you can damage Bloons with it, with Cocktail of Fire once again. Now here for Obin, I think this is very interesting. Like they're buffing Obin interactions with the Druids. And you can see that here, like a level 5 now, all Druids of the jungle, so the middle path of the Druid, they're gonna have more range, 20% more range. At level 9, all Druids of the Storm, so the top path of the Druid, gets the projectile radius increased. So like the tornadoes are gonna become thicker, so most likely they're gonna be able to hit more Bloons. And also then at level 9, the Druid of the Storms have one extra layer of damage to mob class Bloons. At level 10, Wall of Trees now gains a set target option. So once again, I think this is gonna work very similar to like the cleansing foam. So we're gonna finally be able to maybe set Wall of Fire, Wall of Trees, so that it can always be dropped on like the strongest balloon, or on the first balloon, or on the last balloons, stuff like that. So it's gonna be huge. And then finally at level 12, all Magic Monkey's abilities are gonna be recharging 5% faster. So at level 11, remember, your Magic Monkeys get one extra, get more range and one extra pierce. And then level 12, now they're gonna also gain faster cooldowns. So yeah, they're really pushing here Obin interactions with especially the Druids, but overall, a lot of buffs, I would say, to Obin. So that's nice to see. And then finally here to Psy, they're just increasing the minimum blowback to 50 from 10, so that the balloons are going to be blown backwards, more backwards. So the distance has been increased. And then last thing on this patch notes, as you can see, is going to be on Monkey Knowledge Point, Gorgon Storm, that has been reduced. So the stun has been reduced from 0.5 to 0.1. Now Gorgon Storm is this Monkey Knowledge Point right here on military that regards Hydra Rocket Storm. You can see that when you use it, you're gonna stun damage balloons and also mob class balloons for a short time. They are now reducing the stun time on mob class balloons, so it's not anymore 0.5, but it's gonna be only 0.1, so very, very short. So yeah, probably because of the fact that especially on boss events, it was just too strong, compared in combo with the MAD. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these patch notes. So definitely very, very interesting patch notes. Sometimes some weird buffs, I would say, and for example to the Spike Factory or to Obin, right, that I don't think were really needed, but it's nice to see them. And then some nerfs to the sub, to like Wall of Fire early on, to Gwen level 3 early on, and yeah, so that's pretty much the patch notes. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya, bye bye.